The last shift. Jessica settled into the oversized armchair in the living room of the Thompson house, her phone screen illuminating the dark room. The couple had left for the evening, leaving her to watch their two young children, Emma and Noah, who were already tucked in bed. The house was quiet, save for the occasional creak of the old wooden floors. At first, the job seemed easy. She flipped through her playlist, trying to drown out the unsettling atmosphere that settled around her. The house was filled with family photos, smiling faces that seemed to watch her. It made her skin crawl a little, but she shrugged it off, focusing instead on the television. About an hour into her shift, Jessica heard the faint sound of giggling. She paused the show and listened. The noise seemed to be coming from upstairs. A frown creased her brow. The kids were supposed to be asleep. She tiptoed up the stairs, careful not to disturb the creaky steps, and peered into their room. Emma and Noah were fast asleep, their little bodies nestled under blankets. The giggling stopped as she stood in the doorway, her heart racing. "Must have been my imagination," she muttered, retreating to the living room. She settled back into the chair, but the feeling of being watched intensified. The soft laughter resumed, this time clearer and more persistent. It floated down the hallway from the bathroom. Gripping her phone tightly, Jessica made her way toward the sound. The bathroom door was slightly ajar, and as she approached, the laughter stopped abruptly. "Hello?" she called softly, pushing the door open. The room was empty, the faint light casting eerie shadows on the tiled floor. Jessica shook her head, convinced she was just on edge. Returning to the living room, she tried to refocus on her show, but soon the laughter started again, followed by a low whispering echoing through the hall. Panic began to rise within her. "This isn't funny," she whispered, standing up once more. She checked on the kids, finding them still asleep, faces serene and innocent. Suddenly, her phone buzzed. It was a message from the Thompsons. "Hey, Jess. Everything okay? We'll be home soon." She quickly texted back, trying to sound casual, but her heart raced. As she turned to the window, a shadow flitted by outside. She rushed over to look, but saw nothing. Just the darkness beyond the glass. In a moment of desperation, she called the Thompsons. No answer. She tried again, only to be greeted by voicemail. The laughter came back, louder this time. She felt a chill creep down her spine. "What do you want?" she shouted, her voice trembling. Silence hung in the air before the whisper returned, clearer now. "Play with us." Summoning her courage, Jessica raced up the stairs, her footsteps echoing in the stillness. She burst into the children's room and was met with an unsettling sight. Emma and Noah were sitting up in bed, wide-eyed and grinning. "Can we come out to play?" Emma asked, her voice sweet, but with an edge of something darker. "Stay in bed. It's late," Jessica commanded, her heart pounding. But the kids didn't move. They just smiled, eyes glimmering with an unsettling light. Suddenly the laughter erupted around her, echoing off the walls. Jessica backed away, her instincts screaming at her to escape. The door slammed shut, locking her in. As she turned to the window, she caught a glimpse of the reflection in the glass. A figure standing behind her, pale and gaunt, with hollow eyes staring back. It was the children, but they weren't children at all. "Join us, Jess," they whispered in unison. With a final scream, Jessica lunged for the door, but it wouldn't budge. The figure drew closer, a malevolent grin stretching across its face. When the Thompsons returned, the house was silent, and Jessica was nowhere to be found. Only the children remained, their eyes flickering with a knowing light, waiting for the next babysitter to join their game.